I can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I'm with my God now. I'm with my squad now. I'm living up now. I can't be stopped, no. Can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I'm with my God now. I'm with my squad now. I'm living up now. I can't be stopped, no. They can't stop me. They can't stop me. God, it got me. Perfect timing. The same in public. When riding solo, they'll try to fake it. Boy, that's a no-no. Man, I'm too focused. So why they talking? This is who I am, and no, I'm never sorry. Was feeling low, but now I came up. He gave me purpose, now we dripping, staying prayed up. Ain't no way that I'ma switch up on you, no. I don't care about all that religious control. Living out my life and I'ma let it all go. Thinking I'ma stop, but I will never fold. Oh, I can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I'm with my God now. I'm with my squad now. I'm living up now. I can't be stopped, no. Can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I can't be stopped, no. Yeah, I'm with my God now. I'm with my squad now. I'm living up now. I can't be stopped, no. Been through a lot of these storms. Still I'm maintaining my form. Thought I was out for the count, but the Lord is my strength. See, the limits are torn. All of us wanna be grown, but we don't act like a son. Xerox around me, they all wanna copy, but I'ma be one for the one. Thinking I won't, but oh my God, I'll be doing the most. Riding a wave and I'll step off the boat. Pumping the brakes and I'm not even close. I'm on assignment, but I'm not a 10. Drip at the sauce, but the oil is blessed. I am my son, see the chain on my neck. He set me free, no longer oppressed. Yeah. Why they talking, why they talking?
Hello, everybody. God bless y'all. Good evening. That is terrible. I don't know where that went. Hey, what's up, everybody? God bless you. Welcome to another installment. Man, I'm a little too comfortable. Another installment, another episode, another weekly conversation in the roundtable with the Remnant. Shout out to my beautiful, amazing wife right here. This, what you're looking at right now, this new, I feel this is going to be the new setup. Welcome
when it's two of us, it might be on the couch.
On the couch.
Because I feel like we have more conversations that are raw and real naturally sitting here.
So, oh, yeah. No, no.
I don't know. We'll try it out. Maybe I'm just tired.
I like it,
it's just
though.
an excuse. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
I don't know, because it's true, though, because, like, we do be having really intense real life, like, deep conversations when we're just chilling on the couch. So, forgive us if we're not going to be looking on a camera too often right now, because we're just going to be, honestly, we're just going to be talking like as if, because you're in our home. First of all, welcome to our humble abode. Notice the beautiful plant mamas back here. The beautiful wife has her, I call it her secret garden. She has like her little area.
You might see Zeke coming around again.
Yep, we got young Zeke in the building. Gonna be popping in with his guest appearance every now and then. So shout out young Zeke, you know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be just, saying some things if he has to. So just keep that in mind. Again, you are in our home, and it's a honor and a privilege for you guys to just tap in with us. So my baby, I love you. So it's funny because just like with my Bible studies, right? My guys know, and I've told them from the jump, like every Bible study that I do, like me and Bobby have this whole thing where we call it shooting from the hip, where it's basically most of the time, if not all the time, we do not have a sermon, a teaching, a topic, or anything prepared. Like we're not, and not knocking anyone. It's just something that it's just funny because when we talked about it years ago, just in passing, because I used to like really like prepare a full structured like notes for my sermon, for my teaching, and I'm not knocking anyone, but ever since we talked about like, just shoot from the hip, just as the Holy Spirit gives you utterance like right then and there to just go off, we just go off. And it's been just years, me and him, we don't plan this. So with that being said, there'll be some times where on my studies and even including this podcast, like I don't even know what we're talking about sometimes. up until probably 3 minutes before we went live. And it's no coincidence. My wife's like, you know what? Let's just do it on the couch. And at first I'm like, I don't know. But as you can see, it's a nice setup. And it's interesting because, like, it's comfy, right? Again, it's like the whole format of you guys coming into our home. As if you guys were local. We usually do our Remnant nights on Wednesdays. We have been doing it here in our home, right? So people are always more than welcome to come through and fellowship with us. And you're just getting a glimpse of what our life looks like anyway. So the thing is with home, right? Wherever you guys are, right? Whether you're single, whether you have your family, you're married, or you're, roommates with other believers, like whatever your living situation is, right? Like, we know that home is a place where we need to find our rest. It's a place of refuge from the outside world, what's going on out there, from our jobs, from school, from our obligations, the things that we are constantly dealing with, right? So the key word, however, is that our home should also be a place of safety, right? So that is actually today's topic, safety. So I'll start off this conversation with asking you, baby, like, what does safety look like to you? And if you could, during this, break down how safety, what it means to you and what it used to mean to you. And it doesn't have to be just people. It could be a thing. What is safety? What did it used to mean to you before Christ? And these last couple of years, what does safety mean to you now that you've dove deep into the Word and had your experiences and moments with God? Like, what does safety mean to you?
So I guess I'll start with before, what it meant to me in the past. So before, I would say that safety meant being financially safe. Like at least having the bills made, the bills paid, locks on the doors. I don't know, because I feel like since I was young, since I was a child, like I never knew what safe was. I always knew this is not a safe place. Right. Like I always knew that, You
knew the opposite. Like,
so yeah. When I grew up and I had the opportunity to create a safe place for me, safety meant financially stable, having the things that I need, basically kind of like things, and I mean, I wouldn't really let anybody in, so I always thought of, like, eventually one day I'll maybe find somebody that I could feel safe with, and the way that looked like when I would imagine that, it didn't seem,
You're good. Keep saying.
It didn't seem like they had to actually protect me, because I feel like I'm very capable physically to protect myself. But it just looked like more of a safe place to come and talk to somebody, like talk about how I'm feeling, or talk about how upset I was, or how happy I am, or like pretty much the good and the bad, being able to talk to someone. And no matter what it was, I felt safe talking to them. That's how I imagine it would look, at least. But
Want some what? Want some more juice?
Hey, do you want to come say hi?
Oh yeah, go say what's up.
Come say hi. Come over here.
Say hi, everybody. Say what's up,
Careful
man.
not to touch that. Come over here. Can you say hi? Look, I see you on there.
Ooh, say what's up, y'all.
Say hi.
All right, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here's the juice, okay? Here you go. It's Spider-Man.
There you go, bud.
Peanuts?
Eat your snacks, please.
I think he smashed them already. That's why it's asking.
So anyways, safety in a person was something that was like imagined. It wasn't something that I'd ever really had. And I guess I I guess I had an idea just because of, you know, a relationship that I had when I was younger, that it was a safe place to an extent. But anyways, it more consisted of stuff, like having what I needed, having bills paid, having... It's just so weird how it, really thinking about it right now, it really was based off of what I had. Versus, I feel like now... I'll wait for you.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Because I already know. Okay. Now.
So I was just saying, letting everyone know.
Yeah.
I feel like safety then was more having things, like...
Right.
Because of the void of, like, people. And not that people didn't want to be around, because there was plenty of that, but I just didn't really want to let anybody in to be around, you know, to really have the opportunity to make me feel safe. And even when people did, I was too standoffish. But anyways, it consisted of stuff, like, you know, this is my own little world, this is my little apartment, this is my little place, like, the day could be crazy, but when I got home, I mean, I put everything in the house, so I was safe. Versus, I feel like now, there's not really... I'm not so, how do you say, closed off with myself. I don't feel the need to be so afraid of letting people in or letting people know the truth or, you know, what, like, the reality of who I am. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like even coming home, like, this house is not my safe place. Like, I feel like God has literally kept me. And so the fact that since I've come to the reality of knowing, like, he is with me, like, he's always with me. It's not, he's not up there in heaven. He's not, you know, in my imagination, or he's not, like, he's everywhere I go.
Right.
He's everything. He's in me. Like, and so it's not really something that I look for as I need to do this or I need to have this in order to be safe or in order to even create a safe space for my son. Like, it's really weird.
Right.
And I feel like it really changed.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, as I thought when I was younger, like, I was telling them how I could only imagine, like, in somebody that I dated or married, that they would be a safe place as far as I could come home and talk to them about stuff, like real stuff that I was going through, or like my frustrations, or my, you know, just stuff that doesn't really matter, or stuff that does matter and I don't want to tell anybody else, that they're a safe place that I can come and confide in, and it's okay, like, you know. So, and that's the one thing that I think stayed, because when me and you, like, as me and you started dating, and it really there was that open door of we can be safe with each other, like, we can talk with each other, like, it's okay, and it's okay to feel some type of way and talk about it, to communicate about it, you know. Doesn't mean that if it's unhealthy we stay there, but we talk about it so we can find a solution. Yeah, and address it and, like, handle what needs to be handled. So I think that might be the only thing, and that was more of an imagination, or like imaginary, because I had never seen that actually walked out in life. But I mean, I figured it couldn't be what I grew up seeing. Like, there's no way that has to be, you know. So yeah, I feel like now it's not really about the stuff. It's not really about locks on the door. Like, I don't lock the door well, I probably shouldn't say that on here.
Oh no, we do lock the doors. No, we are safe. We have ring. We protect. We protect
but
ourselves.
I'm not, like, paranoid or, you know, like...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
you know
you're
what I
not
mean?
like... Yeah, where you're like... because that's how... It's funny, because that's how I was raised. It was the opposite. Well, I mean, I was born and raised in L.A., so it's kind of like... Yeah, like, where you had the double doors, where, like, it wasn't the nice glass panel door. It was, like, the gated, like... black like steel doors that like you can't like double locked and bars on the windows, all of that. So because of the environment I grew up in, and like I've talked to you guys before, not just here, but like if you guys have been a part of any conversation, whether like, you know, different podcasts or me going live, like part of my story is that how I was raised was very fear-based, right? Fear because of religion, fear because of like our culture, fear pretty much ran like our family, my life, right? So for me, safety was like you were saying, like before Christ, before really understanding that.
Yeah, it was
fear
all the things that
and things
you had to do, like you had to have, you had to do, like. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was about material possessions. As long as I had like money in the account, had a certain amount of stuff, as long as I had a certain amount of people or certain people in my life that, oh yeah, I'm safe, I'm good, right? And it's funny because when it came to relationships, like with different like women, like it never was something where I felt fully safe to, like you said, like open up and be myself. Like I always had to put this persona of like, oh, I'm this and that. But the moment they would get close enough, it would be fear, and I would just immediately cut that off or just keep it very shallow level. And it's I would never feel safe, right? And the thing is, because fear ran my life and everything was internalized, like you said, I would really have a hard time finding comfort in, what's up, baby? Finding comfort and opening up. But now, as far as us, like it's crazy because we've talked about it in a episode here before. It's like one of the conversations we had while dating was there was a situation where I felt some type of way about something. I vocalized it, and when you kind of said like, say again, like I backpedaled, right? Because of just certain things, like I didn't want to come off as controlling or anything like that because you had just come out of like a previous relationship from the stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't want to come off like that. But I didn't realize until after the fact, because the next day I had to come over. Oh, thank you, my baby. Can I have my headphones? Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put them on. Sure, dude. Let's go in the warzone.
Hey, are we gonna shut it off?
Yeah. You want me to turn off Spider-Man?
No.
Okay. Can you please go watch it? Thank you, my love. So, the next day, because we had planned to date a date to go to the pumpkin patch, right?
Yeah. So I had kind of. I thought about it all night because I was like, that was kind of weird. And I'm pretty sure he was, you know, wanting to have a conversation and say how he feels. But then when the backpedaling started, I was like, that's really weird. And for me,
You're very direct.
I'm very direct. Like, if I feel some type of way, whether it's right or wrong, I'd rather say it than not talk about it, and then other stuff builds up, and that whole situation could have been squashed just by talking about it and being like, oh, that was not my intentions, but you know, I'm glad you talked about it. Right. So that's my train of thought when
that happened. You know, and then meanwhile I'm like opposite, where it's like I'm more of the like there's different like reactions to trauma and confrontation, and it's like there's the fight or flight, but there's also the fawn. And there's also the freeze response, right? For me, it's always been like the fawn. I didn't realize till recently where it's kind of like I try to appease or try to be too diplomatic. Because there's a time and place where, you have to like know how to say things a certain way, your tone, your word choice, etc., right? But for me, it was an extreme where I had to like ensure like I had to appease that other person. So at the time, like I didn't know. It was just kind of like, well, like the reason why for so long I still wasn't in a relationship even while walking with God, it was because I was dealing with a lot of my own issues. But obviously the time came where, you know, me and her started dating. Like I knew like, yep, this is the woman I wanted to marry. But it brought to surface a lot of things I didn't realize within myself. So when that happened, right, and then, you know, on my end, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to come off a certain way. Like I don't know how I'm gonna appease this situation because I feel like I goofed by saying something. But the next day I came over and we had the conversation. She's like, hey, like, what happened? And then, like, after we talked about it, she said, like, it's okay. Like, like you're safe essentially, right?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing. Like, I asked him when he came. I asked him about it, and I told him I feel like you're trying to get to say how you feel, but then you also went back on it, and like, I want you to understand, like, it's okay to feel how you feel. Like, it's okay to communicate that stuff to me. I'm not gonna, like, be angry at you or run away from you because you're being honest,
Right.
And whether it's right or whether it's wrong, that's not for me to. That's not the point of having that conversation for me.
Right.
It's to have a conversation to communicate how we feel,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people don't have. It's not okay to say how you feel in a lot of relationships. It's not okay to express what's making you upset or how someone did made you feel. Like,
right.
We're supposed to shake it off and act like it didn't happen. But at the end of the day, I mean, if that's how life in a relationship was supposed to be, like, we would never be able to have that real one-on-one with God. Like,
yeah.
Like, so many people blame God for so many things in their lives, but if they I guarantee you, if they had it out with God and been like, hey, like, you did this and this and this, why didn't you do this or this or this and this, like, that will lead to a real conversation with God.
Yeah.
And people don't want to have those conversations because we grew up thinking, well, we can't, like, that's not okay. It's not okay to, you're being over emotional or oversensitive or, and no, like, part of being safe in any environment is being able to vocalize the stuff that's going on.
Yeah. And that's,
that's why I
and
it's okay to,
bro, and she made me cry. You did. That day I cried because, again, I did not realize how much, like, safety I was yearning for, because obviously at this point, like, with my walk with God, like, I understood what it meant to be safe with my Father. But, like, in any area, right? So here's the thing. So in any other area of your life, it's going to reflect in your walk with God, because if you have that in order, as far as, like, everything else, right, the way you vocalize and are open, and the way you worship, the way you interact, like, it's gonna overflow into all the other areas of your life, right? So, and my train of thought, I thought, like, yeah, I'm open with God, like, He knows, and He knows my heart, and, like, not in a way, like, in one of those things, like, He knows my heart, like, I'm good, I ain't gotta do nothing, like, no, He knows my heart and how jacked up I am.
He know why I did it.
He know why He got
me.
Why
I slapped Lucy.
Lucy had it coming. She had them hands coming. Like, no, it's not to justify that, but in a sense, like, He knows my heart and He knows how much I need Him. Like, that's where I was. But literally, like, when you said that, like, I broke down, because I did not realize, like, how, right, when it came to, like, dating and relationships, like, I would flee. Mm-hmm. Right? And then the one time, to me, I felt like I did open up. Like, it was thrown back in my face. I felt betrayed. I felt like I was just thrown on the wayside once I was done. And that's what really shut me down. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, I don't know if you realize, like, what God literally used you being yourself to break off a lot of stuff on me, because that was really heavy that day. Like, you remember, that was one of the first times I cried. Like, it did. Like I realized, like, okay, like, I can't even find safety, like, in this person. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely wifing this for sure. Like, but the thing is, like, yeah, like, we when we find safety to be ourselves, find safety to be vulnerable, find safety where we could take the knight in shining armor, we could take the armor off, and they could, we let our spouses see our scars, we see the burdens that we're dealing with, the load and all these things, like, they can see us, like, we don't have to be perfect. Like, and I'm experiencing it for myself, right? I'm speaking for myself as a husband, as a father. Like, I'm walking this thing out, and from that conversation then onwards, like, it continues to get better. Like, it only continues to improve, and as a result, it's healing parts of my life. It's showing me, it's growing me, it's stretching me. And in turn, I can go to God and say, like, God, like, okay, so if this is how it is in my marriage, how much more is it? Because the thing is, like, here's the thing, guys. Like, we can never assume or think that, because of, it doesn't matter how many years you've been walking with God, it doesn't matter your position, it doesn't matter your knowledge and how powerful you are and your gifts and your anointing and all that, you will never fully grasp the fullness of who God is, his love for us, his presence. Like, we will never fully understand it.
I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I'll be like, okay, cool, I got it. Like, we're good. Like,
oh, don't play.
God, you're like, thank you, man. Like, you're so good.
Dang, this is
I got
great.
it now.
I'm
like,
good. I'm reached here.
Like, I don't think there's ever gonna be a time in my entire life where
it's not gonna happen.
There's just not, like, I don't see it, and I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of what I grew up in, a lot of like the religiousness, the you have to have the long skirt and you can't have the makeup and you can't have the TV and all these things, all these thing based, like item based things, like keep one and leave the other type of mindset. No, please.
Ezekiel.
No. I really feel like it's not just it didn't just happen overnight with the people that, I went to church with, or the religion, the denomination. I really feel like at some point someone said, you know what? I got it. Thank you, God. Like, I'm going to just take this part of it and run with it. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah.
And just stayed there.
Yeah.
And didn't actually run. Like, literally just sat there with that bag of a few things that they decided was enough.
Yeah.
And that's not... Like, I feel like there's just so much... Okay, we're gonna go shut it off.
Yeah, I already did.
Come sit down here, please. So, I feel like... Okay. Yes.
I'll grab it from...
Okay.
Finish your train of thought. Sorry.
But I feel like...
we settle. Yeah.
I feel like... it's just one of those things where you have to keep going. Like, it doesn't ever stop. Like, learning more about him, just, it can't. There's no way. Like, there's no words to describe who he is and what he has done in my life. And it's impossible to ever be there. No matter how old I get, it's just going to be impossible. And yeah, I don't want people to be stuck there and thinking they know who God is and they know they know every single thing about what he wants to do in their life. Like, there's so much more. There's so much more than you could even imagine, you could even think of.
Right.
Like I feel like that's why, for me, actually tasting and seeing and walking in it, now I'm like, I mean, I thought what I wanted was good, but this is crazy. This is insane. Like, I don't know how God did it so much better, but he did, and I didn't think it was possible.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've made that mistake so many times in my walk. I'm thinking, like, I reached the point, like, oh man, this is great. God, I got this. Thank you, God, you're good. Man, he's like, nope, not even close. So that's what I said. Like, it's the worst thing you could do is assume like you've made it, that you arrived, that you've reached a level of understanding. Like, I'm straight. No, like, stay hungry, stay focused, because that's what religion will do. It'll snare you thinking that, oh, I'm already doing enough. I'm already this.
I
and that.
made it to the pastoral position.
Yeah,
I got my church.
Yep.
Cool.
My people, I got my ministry, I got my name on the flyer.
That's great.
Like,
don't.
Cool.
I mean, if that's what God called you to, and you've made it there, cool. But there's so much more that comes with that than just being up there every Sunday, and I mean, I'm sure people have learned. Oh, there's a lot more to this than what I thought it was gonna be. Like when I said, "Yeah, I'll be a pastor. I'll take that role." I did not. I'm sure there's people that have. I mean, I've seen it where it literally kills some people because it's the idea of it that they were so drawn to, and yeah,
Yeah,
that was the limit, and yet that was the only the visual that they saw in it, and it sucks. It's sad.
So it's always greener on the other side, and it comes back to what safety is. Like, you're not going to find safety in your pastoral position. You're not going to find safety in your ministry. You're not going to find safety in the numbers.
Yeah.
Because especially nowadays, like, again, with social media, like, it's all about numbers. It's all about engagement. It's all about, like, and I understand, like, the problem is that when you feel like you're secure or that you're relevant or that you're doing God's work in a major way because you have this attention on you.
Well, if it's attention based.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, that comes and goes like nothing.
Easily.
Like,
I'm living it right now. Like, at one point, you know what I'm saying? Chosen. Everybody need Chosen. Chosen Kingdom Music. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And when I pulled back, the quite a few people that were with the movement, like, you're like, you know, oh, this and this. Like, I don't talk to them. I don't know. And that's okay. Like, but the thing is, it's like, when you make it that thing become your safety, because had I been in that heart posture, and I thank God because he knew what he was doing, because I was in hiatus from music because I was doing secular music. God had me put it down for 4 years. Wait, let me see. Yeah, 4 years before he said, okay, now give this unto me and let's do it, right? I'm making it sound all holy. Do this unto me. Like, he knew by then, and even through that process, like, God knew how to keep me lowly and humble, and because he knew how we are as people, as humans, that if we idolize that thing or we let pride creep into our hearts, that we will begin to seek now we're doing stuff for that attention, for that applause, for that accolades and the recognition, like, oh, the man of God, the woman of God, and this and that. No, because, you know, at the end of the day, like, my safety, it was not in that. My safety was not in, like, and it's never in things or the pats on the back and the compliments. It's in him, right? And if that's not in order, if we don't understand our safety is in him, and there's Bible in this, guys, trust me, we're going to read Bible, right? Then we're not going to find genuine, stable, sturdy, consistent safety in other things and other people. And baby, I love you. I appreciate you. You are my safety. You are my, but yeah, you're a safe place for me. You are a safe place. I love coming home to you, girl. Like, I'll be doing one of them things. I'm like, going home right now. I'm gonna see what's up, right? But you're not the safe place. You're a safe place, but you're not the safe place, and vice versa. I'm your husband. I'm your man. I ain't hang up on no cross for you, though. You better not put your full refuge like that in me like that. I'm sorry. I'm going to fail you. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm flawed. I'm just as jacked up as anybody else. I love you, though. But we've talked, and even then, the way I'm talking to her is how we talk behind closed doors anyway. We talked about this when we were dating. The day I decided to say, I'm done. I don't want nothing to do with God. Or I'm going to go ahead and be an apostate over there. I don't know. Right? I only say that because, like, obviously my heart is to keep walking with God, but we made that decision that our yes is yes to him, and that no matter what, that we continue walking, no matter what, even if one of us were to be on the wayside, even if it's for a season or whatever. Nope, I'm gonna keep walking because I've tasted and seen. I love you, but you're not gonna be my source of safety.
We can't let the person that we're with, the person that God gifted us, we can't let them be the reason why we stop following God.
Oh no, sorry.
The reason why we step out of God, what God's calling us to do. We, like, once we get the gift, we just step out. What do you mean? Nah, like, it doesn't work that way. Like,
well, yeah. Well, I mean,
like, the only reason why we're here is because he did what he did. Like, we had nothing to do with it. So why would that change?
Yeah.
Like, we get the gift and we think, oh, like, all this stuff, but in reality that was not the gift. He is the gift. Like,
yep.
His presence, his everything was what bring us to this place of meeting each other. Right. Of literally everything. So why else? Yeah. Like, no, like, there's just, it's so twisted. People have it so twisted. And, you know, like, once you get saved, you're going to be blessed. And if there's not blessings in their lives, then they're not walking with God. And
no, we got to remember what blessing is from God. His
like,
favor
what did
and all
Jeremiah go through? How long was he there for?
Like hot minute.
Like,
but he was
like he literally, his life was literally saved through all that.
Yeah, dude, my guy was in a cistern when they invaded.
Yeah.
Like, he was spared. Like,
And he was, yeah, exactly. So if we think that blessing on someone's life, if we think that's God, like, we're very wrong. If we think blessing on someone's life looks like stuff, looks like a nice car or a big house or or a baby, since we just came out and said we're a baby.
Oh yeah, thank you, Sister Alicia. I just saw the comment right now. Appreciate. She said congrats, so thank you. Yeah, and if you guys, in case you don't know, we are expecting.
We're expecting.
Yay! Yo, team say it. Let's go.
But if we think that what people have in their life is they're blessed because God blesses them. Right. No, they're blessed because they're staying in His presence. That's why. And it has nothing to do with stuff. Right. Like that mentality of, no, like we're not sitting over here poor. Like maybe sometimes we could be physically poor. Yep. Financially poor. Mm-hmm. But as far as poor in Him and love and joy and hope and peace, and no, we're not sitting over here. No, we're blessed to have Him. That's it. Everything that He gives, that's the blessing. Yeah. That's the gift.
Yeah. So, and it's funny you're saying that, because here's the thing. So I've heard preached, right? And I've come from movements where they put emphasis on, like, you're going to see it. And they use the example of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and a lot of the Jewish people where honestly, they do have this stuff, right? To show it. And they say, that is the blessing of God. No, that is a result of what you just said. I love that you hit it right on the head. Like, it's because they decide and make the decision that no matter what, they're going to remain in His presence, right? And here's the receipts, in case y'all itching for, like, well, they ain't talking about no Bible yet. Psalms 91. And I know we all love reciting that, when we feel like we're going to pray before we get in the car, or we pray before, we get on the plane, you know what I mean? Like, we do all these things, we pray it in a weird way. But, of course, I'm just going to go ahead and just oops upside your head on the religious stuff, because this is complete Jewish Bible. And remember, it was Jewish people that had this covenant with Elohim. So,
Psalms what?
Psalms 91. Okay. Right? I already seen it. I already see the Lion of Judah background, with the verse pasted right there that somebody's auntie shared on Facebook. Amen. But look, sorry. Psalms 91. It says, "You who live in the shelter of Elyon, live, not visit, not stop by and just kind of kick it every now and then. Live in the shelter of Elyon, who spend your nights in the shadow of Shaddai." Who say to Adonai, my refuge, my fortress, my God in whom I trust. He will rescue you from the traps of the hunter and from the plague of calamities. He will cover you with His pinions, and under His wings you will find refuge. His truth is a shield and protection. Safety involves the truth. With you did not pull back any punches. You have not. We've had some hard conversations. How many of us, in our time with God, we've had those hard conversations where God's like, you was wrong. You know that was whack. That was carnal. You disobeyed me. You this and that. You think God don't pull back punches just because He's love, but love don't pull back neither.
Oh, you did not pull that card.
Oh, I sure did.
I just had this conversation. And this person said, oh yeah, why are you pulling punches, not like left and right? Like, why are you?
Because I love you, fool.
I'm just like, like, we have this weird idea. I mean, Valentine's just passed, Right. We have. Was that the end of what you were reading?
No, I'm gonna keep going. You jump in. No. Please do. So continue. Please do.
We have this weird thing about love where it's so soft and beautiful and pretty and, you know, it's like a flower,
Yeah,
and
so
don't
delicate.
crush it. You know, you got to be very careful with it. You got to put it in water once you get it home. Like, this whole thing. But love is fierce.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
love is not some soft, shy little thing. Like if he is love,
Little baby butt Cupid over there, just all little tiny baby lady. Or wait, just doing one of them. Just no.
But love, like, I just had this conversation. Like,
Yeah.
love is not, oh, don't tell them anything because you love them. Like,
No.
love is, hey, I didn't like what you did. That made me feel sad, or that hurt my feelings. Please don't do that again. Please don't talk to me like that. Please don't disrespect me like that in public. Like, have a conversation with me first,
Right.
please.
Right. You just be like Brother Richie that keeps it 300 with you.
Because if you don't have that conversation, if you don't say, hey, please don't do that to me. If I don't say that to you, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to just cut you. Like, I'm going to just cut you instead. What do you prefer?
Yeah.
You prefer me to have a real conversation and be like, hey, I did not like the way you addressed me in public, or you know, it could be anything.
Oh yeah. And
But-
whatever it is, but still in love.
But we shy around the hard conversations, and parading it as, oh, that's loving like Christ. I don't like that's very unhealthy, actually.
very dysfunctional. And
Like, that's
religion.
not.
And,
That's not
yeah.
like, with all the conversations that I've had with God. I mean, I wish he would hold back some of the stuff that he would correct me on.
Right?
You know?
You're like, oh, really?
But
Yeah.
I mean, without it, how does he love me? He's gonna let me be out there in public, acting a fool,
Looking as stupid? No.
looking like.
Yeah.
Like, nah, like he's gonna have that conversation, and
Oh, yeah.
if I don't listen, okay, cool. Go out there and keep looking stupid. Go out there and wait till you smash, like, you're gonna have to smash your face like a toddler. Okay, keep doing it then. You're gonna see what happens real
I
fast.
just had that with Zeke earlier today, so
And-
it's kind of funny. Like, yeah, like, all right, I done told you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And you still keep doing it. But the thing is, love is not soft and shies around all the, no, like, it's fierce.
Oh, yeah. It's very, very
it's the way
proactive.
the way I see it is like, what's that movie where he goes and gets his daughter out of the sex trafficking? I can't think of the name right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Can
it
you
doesn't
describe the
play.
scene?
Like, it's not something that, oh, my daughter's gone and taken. Is it taken?
Was it taken?
I think it's taken.
I will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taken.
where he's on the
Taken.
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taken.
Like, it's not like, oh, my daughter's gone. She's in sex trafficking and the state's not doing anything about it. This sucks. No, like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go do something about it.
I'm gonna go
like,
get her. Yeah, what
like,
the heck?
like, no, like, that's
Yeah.
that's my daughter. That's my son. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do to help them.
Right.
Because I love them.
Because I love them.
And so many times we take correction, we take rebuke, we take the things that we thought was a good thing, and because it was like, hey, you probably shouldn't have done that, we go into a coward mode.
Yep.
And cower like a coward. The way I picture is like Letty when she knows she's in trouble and she's like,
Oh, yeah, she does.
she won't look at you, and she's like sideways walking.
Yeah.
Like, we walk around
Yeah.
like that, wounded.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to uplift you, actually.
Yep.
It's supposed to tell you, well, the fact that he's even talking to me and addressing this with me, he loves me still, and he's still looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
So let me look back at him instead of shying away from and being upset about it. No, like, it's not what we think it is, and it sucks because so many people are being taken advantage with just that.
Oh, yeah. Or
Love like Christ.
or even being, well, I don't know the female version, so forgive me, but emasculated, being declawed, or being like just disarmed, where like you're just being like, yeah, like that's what religion is. Like, don't have conversations, don't have confrontations. Which, by the way, confrontation is not always super aggressive. Like, no, confrontation is, again, dude, I'm going to confront you on your behavior or something you said or did that I did not like.
Well, yeah,
And
most
I'm
of the
just gonna-
time in those unhealthy relationships, whether it be a relationship with a female or a male, or with a congregation and a pastor, like, you can't even ask a question.
Yeah.
That's how bad it could get. Like, you can't even ask a question without offense being taken, and, like, you're disrespecting or dishonoring the man of God. And, you know, there's definitely a way of
going about it, right?
You know.
And again, healthy confrontation.
And I feel like, you know, what we talked about earlier today, like, God will always make the right opportunity will always come in the right time in the right place. Because believe me, there's plenty of times where I've spoken out and said something when I shouldn't have.
I'll just say,
and I've hurt people's feelings.
Some of y'all better thank the Father that he talks with my wife first, because some of y'all have been spared, and you know, my mom, you can go in, babe. Like, but the thing is, it's like, yeah, like, God's timing, like, he'll lead it when the conversation needs to be had. But again, when our mind is so set to saying, like, oh no, God doesn't confront, God doesn't, like, no, like, we're gonna go in, like, we're gonna have this conversation, because at the end of the day, my end goal is to restore, to reconcile, and even if we can't be buddy all over again, guess what? I'm gonna release you.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's not gonna turn out. Sometimes it's not gonna turn out like that, where you guys walk away
holding hands, singing Kumbaya. No,
and like, sometimes you have to have some wisdom and be like, okay, this is where the road ends here. You know, as far as any real stuff going on. But if I see you around, okay, cool. Hey, hi, how are you doing? It's nice to see you.
Yep.
Bye. Like, that's, I mean, sometimes that's as far as you can go with some people. Yep. Like, and it sucks, but at the end of the day, God's not.
Yeah. And because, like, and the thing is, because he loves us that much, again, the Spirit of truth will come. Spirit of truth will address things. The truth will come to build up.
Like, even in the Bible, when he says, "Follow me," he doesn't stay there waiting and be like, "You gonna follow me?
You coming or not?" No, he's like, "Hey, follow me,
like,
me, bro."
No, and he just keeps going.
Yep,
like,
keep going.
It doesn't seem like something where he's lingering there waiting for you to decide. Like, he's always there, of course.
Yeah,
but he keeps going.
His word's going to keep going forth.
Keeps going.
Yeah,
like, it's just not going to stop. Like, there's so many souls, there's so many people that need to come over to the other side, that it can't stop.
Nope. Absolutely.
And I get it if you want to be the special one and sit there, and like my son right now, he'll literally sit down on the floor, like, "Mama, hold me. I want to hug you." And he has his hand out, and he won't come any closer to me. Like, he can be this close, and he'll even inch a little farther back out. So I have to, like, go farther.
He literally did that last time. I was like, really?
Like, he's going to be 3 years old this week, and he's doing that. Like, but we do that in life. Like, so many adults are walking around as toddlers.
Help me.
Like, spiritually, and not even just spiritually.
No, just in, like, 45
just in general. Like, there's so many, like, you tell someone no, and
like, they literally just throws up.
And
like, that's what we doing.
You have to conform, and you have to you know, jump up and try to help. No, I'm sorry, but that is not how it works. And if that's how you think it works, you think love works like that,
you are so mistaken.
You think that's the only way for you to feel safe is by the people around you doing everything that you said everything that you said you would like to be done. Nah, you ain't doing nothing to help yourself. What do you mean?
Nope. What you talking about? Like, that's far from it. Because I love you, I'm not going to coddle you. Because I love you, I'm not going to continue to fuel your brokenness and dysfunction. No, I'm calling you up.
Yeah.
Time for you to grow up. Because for a certain point, for Zeke, yeah, okay, fine. You know, we still trying to, like, maneuver through all of that. But if he turns 12 years old and still doing that, nah, fam. Someone is dropping.
Like, he's already a big kid for his age.
Nah,
so.
dude. Nah, by 12, I'm a spearhead him. Like, I was wrestling. Oh, yeah. All of that. Like, at 12, it's not going to happen. But the thing is, like, that's what we do. Like, we're over here, like, in our grown selves, like, still doing all this stuff.
Like, feed me the word. Feed me the... And honestly, I've been there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't...
It's okay to a certain
point.
Yeah.
I never thought, oh, you can read the word by yourself. Like, I never even tried way back when.
Yeah.
I thought this was just life, but in all reality, no.
Yeah. Richie, my stomach's a round table. Moving on. So the thing is, like, yeah, like we think that by enabling someone or not saying no, or like, oh, I'm showing you the love of God, and I know you're gonna keep doing the same crap over and over again, and you're gonna blame everyone else and not take personal responsibility and accountability because you're just gonna come and go as you please. You're going to use and keep taking. But I love you, brother. I love you, sister, and I have to show you the love of God. So I'm just gonna be a walking doormat. No, it's not, because we see here, like. We're reading off Psalms 91, complete Jewish Bible. It said his truth is a shield and protection. Walking doormat is not a shield. Like, the truth is going to come.
So imagine if when God told us the truth, and we can wrestle with it. We can sit there and, we're human.
Right. Of course.
I've done it before. But imagine if we got to the place where, like, okay, God. And then we go out, and guess what? There's not other people having to tell us the truth in the wildest ways because we already accepted it from the Father.
What do you mean not everyone's going to come bless the man of God? What do you mean they're not going to pay for my meal? What do you mean they're not going to pay my bills? What are you talking about?
Like, imagine if we just accepted what God was like, hey, like, that's not okay. You probably shouldn't do it again. Like,
someone's going to check you,
And what if we just took that instead of going out and learning the hard way and having to deal with people that are not going to be so nice about it, because there's people that aren't going to deal with you.
And not everyone is saved, too, by the way.
Exactly. Like,
without getting too descriptive, I literally saw that the other day where it's like, someone was acting a certain way, talking a certain way to someone, and literally hours later, I saw that being reciprocated back to them. Someone was talking to them the same way. And that person just kind of like, oh, yeah, they don't feel good. What's up, baby? A donut. We gotta wait for Uncle Zach, okay? Come here, though.
Can you bring me the bag? It's in the washroom.
You know where the donuts are, boys. Don't act like. But like, I saw that.
Bag,
like,
please.
so literally within hours, I saw the same way this person was talking to someone else. Now another person was talking to them over there, baby.
Thank you,
talking to them the same way. They're like, well, no. Like, the thing is, like, if you're not gonna allow the truth to come, especially when God, who is love, right, His perfect love, to come over here. That you. I want some.
Zach, these are not yours.
Yeah.
If you're watching.
These totally not your donuts, bro. Totally not. Wait, why did I just do that? I'm sorry.
We're going back to the table.
Yeah, we might, because I'm too comfortable. Like, anyway, guys, like, the truth will come to address the things that need to be addressed. So when God says it first, as hard, as direct, as uncomfortable as it can be at the moment, we know the Father, who is love, He's telling it to you in a way to make you understand, like, yo, it's time to correct it. It's time to address it. It's time to talk about it. It's time to let it go. It's time to heal from it, etc. Because you continue down this path, you go out there and do life as is. Yeah, someone else is going to come and let you know what time it is. Yeah. Right? My shield, my truth comes to keep you, to protect you, to cover you. You're safe with me. Let's deal with this at home first. And contrary to, like, the dysfunctional saying that goes, like, what goes on in this house stays in this house. AKA, don't talk about the abuse and the weirdo stuff that we do over here. Don't let nobody up in your business. No, in this case, what God's saying is like, yo, here, we just read from Psalms 91. Yeah, like, sorry, I'm going to read this one more time, right? You who live in the shelter of Elon. How many of y'all just visit your own house? How many of y'all just come over here for a couple hours and you leave your own house to go somewhere else? No, you live there. You abide. You abide there. Thank you. That's the word. Thank you. You abide there. Like, that's your place. who spend your nights in the shadow of Adonai, who say to him, my refuge, my God, my fortress, in whom I trust. He will rescue you from the trap of the hunter and from the plague of calamities. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His truth is a shield and protection. Meaning that at home, with all we just described, right? You said to God, you're my place, you're my safety. Okay, come over here. I will cover you. And when I'm covering you, I'm gonna hit you with this truth. Yeah, you're gonna get your papas.
Because I feel like God knows exactly when. Like it's not all at once. Like there could be. I mean, believe me, there's been a lot of things that I've had to deal with since walking with God. I guarantee you, there's going to be more.
Most definitely.
But at this point in my walk with God, I feel like if God had told me everything that needed to be fixed. And told me the truth about myself all at once, I couldn't handle that. I don't think anybody could handle that. But God is he's so good. Like, he's so right. He's so that it's one thing. And not only is it one thing, he shows us how.
Yeah.
To do the right, to do it the right way, to act the right way, to be in the same situations that we've been in before. And handle them the way that he wants us to handle them.
Exactly.
The way that he would handle them. Are we going to do it perfectly? No.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Well.
But that doesn't mean that we don't try. That doesn't mean that we're like, oh, well.
Well, perfect example was Zeke, right? That's house training we're doing with him right now. God bless you, Apostle George. It's house training. Like, we're teaching him right now, hey, you don't talk to people like that. Like, hey, you don't just take. You need to learn to share. You need to learn to be careful, be considerate of other people, like all these things. It happens here at the house, right? And if he doesn't do it, right, he acts up in public, he's going to get corrected out there. And we saw it earlier today, right? Like, he started getting a little embarrassed about something, right? And we kind of pumped the brakes. Because first of all, I don't want to intentionally embarrass our kids out there like that, put them on blast in other people. No, even like with you and me, right? If there's something that has to be addressed, if it's not with our people, we're going to wait till it's just us two. We're like, yeah, you were wrong, dude. Like, yeah, that was out of pocket. Yeah, that was whatever, right? But I'm not going to be in front of everybody. There's a time
for everything. And God is so great. He's so, he knows.
Yep.
He knows each and every one of us to be able to have that conversation and when the right time is. And sometimes we're not going to think that's the right time. And that's okay. But believe me, that's definitely the right time. It takes time to start going, it takes 21 days to create a habit.
Yep.
So it takes time to stop doing the thing that you're used to.
Right.
And start doing it in the way that is holy, the way that God intended for us to do it. Like treating people the right way.
Yep.
Loving on people the right way.
Yep.
Loving on people the right way doesn't. That's one of the biggest things is how do you overextending yourself and overdoing all this stuff when God's like, no, just love them. Just
sometimes from a distance.
Just love them. There's so many people that you can love on. And I think the confusion with love like Christ is people think that's so you just let them walk all over you. Just
nope.
All these things that we have accepted in relationship, in our personal love relationship, marriage, all these things that we're so downcast, we're so depressed, we're so don't even want to live anymore.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like God to me.
Nope.
That doesn't sound
the same love of God we think that is enabler. Let's not forget, he said, let the dead bury the dead. He told somebody, oh, let me bury my daddy first. Let him bury himself. You coming with me or not? Well, Jesus would not talk like that. He loves everybody. No, he said, he basically said, forget all that. I'm calling you. You either come with me or you don't. I love you, though. Whether you're right here walking with me side by side, letting me lead you, or you gonna be over there doing your own thing.
Well, yeah, if you know, like anybody who has walked and turned away from God and came back and turned back, every time you've come back, He's been there.
Yep.
every time you come back.
Yep.
Like, there's a reason why you came back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, even if he continues walking without you, doesn't mean that he's not there. Like, we have to make the decision to stay connected, to stay with him, to hold his hand, to walk with him, and let him carry us when we need it.
Yeah. If it's raining outside, acid rain, right? Are you going to want to be out there intentionally, or are you going to stay inside your house where it's safe? Where you're going to be covered and protected? Or are you going to go out there where there's obvious danger, imminent danger, but because I'm like, oh, I don't like it here. Hey, I picked it up. And like all these things. But it is a decision we have to make. Oh, nice, dude. Were you touching Mama's stuff?
Put it back in the box,
Put it back, baby.
Go take it to the box and put it in there, please.
Okay.
Put it in the box. Yeah. Thank you.
Verse 5 of Psalms 91. You will not fear the terrors by night, or the arrows that flies by day, or the plague that roams in the dark, or the scourge that wreaks havoc at noon. 1,000 may fall at your side. I know I want more coffee. 10,000 at your right hand, but it won't come near you. Only keep your eyes open and you will see how the wicked are punished. Verse 9, Psalms 91, complete Jewish Bible. For you have made Adonai the Most High, who is my refuge, your dwelling place. No disaster will happen to you. No calamity will come near your tent. For he will order his angels to care for you and guard you wherever you go. They will carry you in their hands so that you won't trip on a stone. You will tread down lions and snakes, young lions and serpents you will trample underfoot. Verse 14. Because he loves me, this is in quotes because this is Elohim responding to someone that has decided to abide in him, to be safe in him. Because he loves me, I will rescue him. Because he knows my name, I will protect him. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him when he is in trouble. I will extricate him and bring him honor. I will satisfy him with love, with long life, and show him my salvation. Where does it say here that I will give him the newest Range Rover? I'll give him a 6-figure business or job, or my house. No, I will be with him when he is in trouble. Not he won't have no troubles. Everything gonna be a-okay. Everything gonna be gravy. Like, I got no problem. I'm blessed and highly favored. Hallelujah. So I will be with him. I will extricate him and bring him honor. I will lift him up when he calls to me. I will be with him. I will protect him because he knows my name. In the sense, it's not like just to say, oh, like I always think of that Acts 19, like, oh, in the name of the Jesus that Paul preaches, like, come out. And the demon's like, Paul I know. Jesus I know. Peter I know. Like, but who is you?
Who are you?
You don't know. You call him his name, but you don't know. But it says because he knows my name, I will protect him.
And how do you know his name? How, like let's kind of cut that down. How do you know his name?
Right. Because here's the thing.
I mean, how would Zeke know my name?
Because
he lives with me. He abides in my home.
Yeah,
he lives in my safety. He lives in my peace. He lives. That's how we know his name, because we live there. We know him. I'm gonna go there because we kind of talked about this earlier today.
Yep.
And it's just one of those things where, let me find it.
It was Ezekiel, right? The verse from earlier? Okay.
No.
Oh, where are you going?
Oh, hold on.
So I don't know where she's going.
No, I think you do know. Do you know you don't?
Depends which conversation.
So earlier we were talking about this today. Why am I turned around right now? I'm really turned around right now.
It's alright.
But let me... Oh, that's why.
Oh, there.
Yeah. 8. So, that's how we know, right? That's how we know who he is. that's how we can say that. Like, if anybody came in on our property and asked Zeke, who's your mom? He knows who I am.
Oh yeah.
Like,
no questions about
he
it.
can point me out. He can go find me. He'll know more than likely where I'm at in the house.
Most likely will run to you.
Exactly.
Without question. Like,
Not even, yeah. Like,
go.
he knows who I am. He lives with me.
He ain't gonna go to Stacy
He's-
down the street.
Yeah.
Or he ain't gonna go to old Becky.
I cook for him. I clean, like,
Yeah.
his clothes, he gets everything from me. Everything that he needs, he gets from me. Everything he needs, he gets from me or Eric. Like, he knows my name. And so anyways, I'm gonna go into it.
Get it.
But I'm gonna read this first. I'm reading from
That's Isaiah.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Get on Judge James.
Anyways, I'm reading from Isaiah. Isaiah 58. I'm reading the whole chapter and then we'll go in.
Drop the mic.
Shout out loud. Don't hold back. Raise your voice like a shofar. Proclaim to my people what rebels they are, to the house of Yaakov their sins. Oh yes, they seek me day after day and claim to delight in knowing my ways, as if they were an upright nation that had not abandoned the rulings of their God. They asked me for just rulings and claimed to take pleasure in closeness to God, asking, why should we fast if you don't see? Why mortify ourselves if you don't notice? Here's my answer. When you fast, you go about doing whatever you like, while keeping your laborers hard at work. Your fasts lead to quarreling and fighting, to lashing out with violent blows. On a day like today, fasting like yours will not make your voice heard on high.
You watch what, babe?
Is this the sort of fast I want? A day when a person mortifies himself is the object
Oh, bring that back.
is the object to hang your head like a reed and spread sackcloth and ashes under yourself? Is this what you call a fast? A day that pleases Adonai? Here's the sort of fast I want. Releasing those unjustly bound, untying the thongs of the yoke, letting the oppressed go free, breaking every yoke, sharing your food with the hungry, taking the homeless poor into your house, clothing the naked when you see them, fulfilling your duty to your kinsmen. Then your light will burst forth like the morning. Your new skin will quickly grow over your wound. Your righteousness will precede you, and Adonai's glory will follow you. Then you will call, and Adonai will answer. You will cry, and he will say, here I am. If you will remove the yoke from among you, stop false accusation and slander, generously offer food to the hungry, and meet the needs of the person in trouble, then your light will rise in the darkness, and your gloom become like noon. Adonai will always guide you. He will satisfy your needs in the desert. He will renew the strength in your limbs, so that you will be like a watered garden, like a spring whose water never fails. You will rebuild the ancient ruins, raise foundations from ages past, and be called repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets to live in. If you hold back your foot on Shabbat from pursuing your own interests on my holy day, if you call Shabbat a delight, Adonai's holy day worth honoring, then honor it by not doing your usual things, or pursuing your interests, or speaking about them. If you do, you will find delight in Adonai. I will make you ride on the heights of the land and feed you with the heritage of your ancestors, Yaakov, for the mouth of Adonai has spoken. So, he's literally addressing people who are doing everything that they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Going through routine, having what they need to be having in their homes to praise God. They have a Bible in their house. They have the
Obi-Wan Kenobi Jesus picture, you know.
They're doing the do.
Doing the do.
If you have been watching since the beginning, they're doing the do, and they're saying, why am I gonna do this if he's not seen? Why am I gonna but they're doing it.
So why are you doing it if there's no one to see?
And God's literally saying, stop doing that. Like, just stop the charade.
Right.
Stop the false. Stop being fake. Is what he's saying. Stop being fake. Quit doing what you think you need to be doing. And he's literally asking them to do the basics.
Yeah.
Of caring for humanity. Of caring for his people.
Yep.
He tells them to do what they wouldn't do. Do what you naturally wouldn't do, and that's gonna honor him.
Yep.
Like how will they know how to do that if they're not being taught, if they're not in his presence to learn, if they're not?
Yeah.
How? If when they read the word, their hearts are not open. They're not going into it saying, God, show me your heart in this. In whatever I read today, show me your heart in this. Not what my pastor preached, not what the YouTube video preached on this same verse. No, I want to see your heart. What do you have for me in this?
Right.
But we're so okay with the picture, the cookie cutter version, the fast food version.
Yep.
But God made us so unique, so he individually picked us out. He did every single thing. Not one of us look the same. Not even twins look the same.
Nope, not exactly.
Not even identical twins look the same.
Yep.
There's some kind of birthmark or something like.
Yeah, there's gonna be a difference.
The ones that I've met, at least.
Yeah.
Not one of us. So why would we continue staying in that cycle? Why wouldn't we start walking out and trying to venture out and find what it is that God's telling us individually, so that we can come as a community, as the body of Christ, and be the part of his body that he needs.
Yeah.
That he wants. He why not? Why wouldn't we do that?
Right. But there's
so many Patties and so many Patricks. I mean, I couldn't think of a name. There's so many identical people trying to be the same thing that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's easy.
Like it can't.
It's so easy.
And it just doesn't work though. Like there's just not. It's not fulfilling.
Nope.
And it's so not fulfilling that that what you're doing, he's not seeing it. How he's not. Why are we gonna do this? Why are we gonna mortify ourselves if he's not seeing it? How do you know he's not seeing it? Yeah. Because you're drained and you're tired, and you're what is it? Deficit or efficient? Yeah,
deficit.
You're deficit of all that's him and all that he made us to be.
Right.
In him.
Right. Yeah, and that's the crazy part.
But we stay there and we don't. We try to find the cookie cutter version of help that's going to help us.
Yep.
Because we know something's off, but that's not what he wants. Like, it's not what he's asking us for. He's asking us to do exactly what we wouldn't do.
Right.
And that's weird because sometimes that's hard.
It is very hard. It was just fun. Like, it's funny because we think it's easy, but it's the hardest thing to do because, like you said, you're running on fumes. You're in a deficit. Like, you're just, and now at this point, so why are you doing it? Like, right? Like, think about it. Why are we doing this if he doesn't see? So why are you doing it?
Yeah,
you're just asking yourself, why are you doing it then? Oh, it's because my daddy, my granddaddy, everybody did it. Okay, but if you're saying it doesn't work, why bother to do it? Because again, you put your safety on those things, on doing the do, right? You put your confidence in those things. But we just read through Psalms 91. David eloquently breaks it down, saying this happens when you put your trust in him. When you choose to place your trust in him, when you choose to abide and live in him, to have him be your shelter, your fortress, your refuge, your safe place, someone that will be consistent, someone that will love you, someone that will keep you, someone that will protect you. Again, house training, right? Our correcting, our teaching Zeke, this happens here. We have to show him here. Because when he goes to preschool, like we're praying sometime this year, like when he goes, the way he's going to treat them other kids, the way he's going to respond, the way he's going to carry himself, that's going to be just like, okay, are we going to take the time to show him? Or are we just going to be like, let him do whatever he wants and just run around all crazy and do whatever the heck he wants? And then just let's let these glorified babysitters, you know, like the teachers and the daycare people, like, oh, let them do it.
And then wonder why he's...
Yeah, like, and then
I wonder why he comes home doing all this craziness.
Yeah, because we didn't do nothing to teach him. And, like, they're going to come with just sending notes, like, no, find another school. Like, take him somewhere else. Because we did not take the time to do it. But because we love him, guess what? We love him, that we're going to correct him here.
Yeah.
We're going to show him
and
here.
It's literally less of, look, you don't do this and this and this and this. And more of, I'm just doing what I have to do. And he's watching me. And he's learning from me. And he's seeing what I do. And that's how he's learning. Yeah. It like reading the word, like you're reading the word, you're watching what Christ did, you're watching what Jesus did. Shoot. You're reading about him. There's so many things that you should be learning from reading the word. Yeah. That's how we learn from him. Well, even when we feel like he's silent, go to the word.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. Because, well, I'm gonna put you out there. Like, I don't know if you realized this morning when you put on worship, Zeke went to his little corner. He grabbed the book because the way he sees you getting in the word. Like, it is really by observation. Like, you catch it by... You stuffed them donuts, didn't you? Come over here. Come here. No? You don't want to show them? No? Okay, I'll let you enjoy that by yourself. Like, because of observation, like, he has realized... you eating your donut. Don't show me that. I set myself up. Like, by observation, he's doing what he's observed, right? And what he's been taught. So, Ziki, no, don't do that. Hey, perfect example. You don't show your mouth like that. Keep with your mouth closed. Oh, are you okay? Beautiful. And on that note, I think it's the perfect place to start landing it. So, all of that. So, the question was, like, you know, what does safety mean? What it meant to you before and now walking with God now. Like, in short, it's not stuff, it's not blessings, it's not your title, it's not your position, it's not your level of influence, it's not because you have, you know, the spouse, the kids, the dog, the cat, the house. That ain't it. The thing is, you'll find safety in him, and as a result, just like with everything else, like from Matthew 6:33, seek first him. Seek first to be in his presence. Seek first to be with him, to spend time with him, to live in him and abide in him. And everything else will follow suit. Like, everything else will be affected in an amazing way, because you'll start realizing and seeing things like, oh, in this area, no, that doesn't look like him. Oh, no, that doesn't reflect him. Like, oh, no, I'm actually putting my safety, my safe place in those things or in that person instead of him, because he's trustworthy. Like, he's shown me time and time again, and he's showing me in this area, he's shining light on this thing, like, oh man, like I need to adjust, I need to change, I need to let go, I need to whatever it is, right? He is safety. He is our safe place. We just read Psalms 91, and of course, like I said, we all quote that every time we get on the plane so the plane doesn't go down. But no, this is literally a prayer of saying, God, I will be safe with you. You are my safe place. You are, like, no matter what goes on, like, you're with me when trouble arises. You're with me when I feel hopeless. You're with me when, no matter what, like, what's happening in my life, like, even when things are all wrong, like, my spouse is, you know,
when things are all wrong, and especially when things are great.
Oh, even more so. Like, don't wait till everything. Especially when things are great. He's not a. It
doesn't ever stop.
He's not a fire extinguisher. It's not. He's not there convenient when there's an emergency. No, he's there at all times. We should be with him, especially because everything's all gravy. Like, everything's perfect. Like, yeah, even more reason to go to him, because he is our provision. And in the sense of, like, yeah, even if everything's great, God, I'm in you. I'm with you. When everything's falling apart, yeah, it sucks, but I'm still with you. Like, he is safety. Please do not allow things or titles or numbers or anything else but him be your safety place. It's inconsistent. It's not stable.
Yeah.
And again, not even your spouse. She's a safe place, but she's not the safe place.
Yeah,
Right?
I can never replace
No.
him.
Don't.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's just not.
I mean, don't get me wrong, girl. You second place right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good place. But he's first, and vice versa. Girl, I hope I'm sitting right there comfortably. And I'll take silver any day. I'm good with that because, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, like, I'm human too, and I need him just as much as you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we need to depend on him. And I pray for you as well, you guys that are listening. Don't let your spouse be that. Don't make him your Messiah. We've talked about that several times.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. They're going to mess you up. That's a false Messiah. That's a false Jesus. And we know how the Father feels about false idols. So
Yeah, that's a
yourself.
whole God.
Yeah.
Like we go about life saying,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna be like." There's that meme. There's that. I've said it before too. Be his peace, or
Yeah.
you like all this weird stuff about he has to be my peace and all this stuff. Nah, bro. Like that's cute and all. It's cute and pretty to say, and I mean, it's nice when you're with a partner that's not crazy, but so wait.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're telling me that what you're telling me is that I don't have to do anything. I don't have to everything that comes with this person, like they have to be perfect.
Right.
They have to do everything right, and if they don't, they're not my piece anymore.
Yeah.
Like
weird.
you're telling me that I don't have to control my attitude when the situation isn't great. You're telling me that like no, with God, the way that it works is even in the chaos, you have peace because he's with you.
Yep.
You're at peace with every situation that comes around you that you come into, whether it be your doing or not. Yeah. Guess what? You walk into a bad situation, a sour situation, and he goes first. And guess what? You can smile when people are being crazy. You can continue walking. Yeah, you can continue walking and it doesn't faze you.
Yep.
And more than likely, that's going to piss people off even more.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, that can also turn people's hearts to so I'm over here acting a fool, being crazy, being a crazy wife, just popping off, doing all this crazy stuff, and he's still not reacting to me. He's still like, I think I want, after a week of this, after a month of this, after a few years of this, they might actually say, I think I want what they have.
Because I'm crazy. They're not. I'm all over the place.
Because they haven't changed.
Yep.
Because they're still loving me. Because they're just over there smiling. Like, and they've been doing that for the last however long I've been doing all this craziness for.
Hopefully not years. Don't do this to yourself.
Hopefully not. But, I mean, we think we're going to find our peace, our hope, our love, our joy in a partner. Or for me, it used to be a bottle.
Right.
We think we're going to find it there. But if anything, that actually is what drives us crazy.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
It's impossible. It's impossible, and it's unfair to put somebody in the place of God.
Right.
And even though many people want to be in that place, many people want to be in the place of number one. You're number one in my life. This is so beautiful. How cute. They're number one to each other.
No.
But
you better get used to being second, bud.
If y'all number one, who's teaching you how to take care of the number one? Because
and Ramses is not number one. His muscles are not number one. His mass is not number one.
So yeah, you're not gonna find.
Nope.
I mean, I've never found anything anywhere else but him.
Yep.
Like every time I would go astray, every time I would go somewhere else and think that this is it. No, not even in my son.
Yep.
Can I find joy and happiness? Is it there? Yeah, it is. But not even there can I place that on him.
No. That's too much for him.
That's insane.
Don't do
Like,
that to your
there's
kids
not.
neither, guys. And I hate to say this because women are a bit more guilty in this area. Don't put that on your babies. Don't make them your messiah in the sense of like, oh, you're my safety, you're my everything. No, they're
Yeah,
not. No, they're
I've
not.
seen so many people be like, stay for the kids, or all this stuff. No, your kid's gonna grow up. They're gonna find somebody and they're gonna move on, or they're not gonna find somebody and they're gonna go to college. They're gonna go somewhere, and you're not gonna be consistently in their lives doing everything for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought, I got to stop my life. No, as a wife, as a mom, do what you got to do to go where you need to go. If God's telling you go to school, go to school. If God's telling you get a degree for this, go get that degree, because guess what, when those babies aren't in the house and you have nobody to clean after, nobody to cook for, those babies are gone, and guess what, you might be that parent that starts putting the guilt trips. Oh, where were you? You haven't came and seen me. Nah, life goes on, and as much as your kids are gonna love you from a distance, they're always gonna love you.
Yeah, they still gotta live their lives.
We can't put that on our kids. We can't,
Nope.
That's not.
Nope.
That's let it be that they come and they can enjoy your presence, and you can enjoy their presence just as much, because you didn't put a burden on yourself and on them that never should have been.
Nope.
If you place everything on God, guess what? He's never leaving you. He's never going anywhere.
Exactly.
But in the physical world, people go. People gotta go. Life keeps going.
They go. Life goes on. The question is, will you stay stuck and mad and broken and upset and frustrated and betrayed,
or are you gonna keep going?
Hurt, or keep
are you
going?
gonna keep going with God? Are you gonna keep doing what He tells you to do? Because He prepares. He'll prepare you for that.
Yep.
And we get so caught up in this place is good. I like this part. I like this part of my life right now.
Mm-hmm. And this is what I want to say forever. And sadly, it doesn't. It doesn't. So put your trust in Him. Your safety is always going to be Him. You're safe with your Father. Mm-hmm. You're safe in His arms. You're safe in His presence. But we have to choose to make that number one priority and to abide. Like that's the word you use, abide. Remain there. Plug in. Don't go anywhere. Because at the end of the day, we just read, right? I encourage you, read Psalms 91, Complete Jewish Bible, right? Because it's way different than what we read. In the sense of it brings clarity of as a result of making that decision, we see what we see what God says to those that make that choice. And I pray that every single person here, we choose that for ourselves and no longer continue to put things that are fallible, things that are inconsistent, right? Because as much as I try to be consistent and be everything,
I fell.
I fail. We fail.
Sometimes I have to say, hey, sorry, I messed up. Hey, sorry, I didn't have time today. Hey, didn't work out. Maybe we'll try tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I've learned, that walking with God and in all these things, safety, hope, love, joy, all these things, walking with Him, and you can expect that from God. It's not it's not like
God ain't
something.
like us.
He's not like us. But that also teaches discipline. That sets us up for self-sacrifice naturally. Like if we just did that, a lot of things in ourselves would have to die would just die.
Yep.
Because we've already chose my peace is in Him, my hope is in Him, and nothing's gonna change nothing's gonna change my attitude or how I treat these people today. Because you know what, God, you're so good. You just continue to blow my mind, and even in the times when it's quiet, you're always here. You have never felt you always leave me with something.
Yeah.
Like the Israelites, just think about what He did for the Israelites. That's all. Throughout all the years, think about what I did for your ancestors. If that's the only good thing you can think about, find one good thing and stay on that. Stick with that. Mm-hmm. Stick on His goodness.
And that's it. But safety in Him. So, third closing, and that's it, because several things is happening. So we're gonna call it a night. We love you guys so much. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you for coming into our living room. I think you know what? I like this. I think we stick to this format. So
If Fred comes, he's gonna sit right here.
nah, yeah. You're gonna sit right here, papas. You're gonna sit right here. I'm just kidding.
We'll do the table.
We'll figure it. We'll figure it out. But just know when it's just me and wifey, we're gonna do the couch. So we love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Saturday. Y'all be blessed in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Tacos and Testimony Tuesdays
Tacos and testimony.
coming real soon. Next, March.
Yep, few weeks.
Yeah, so sometime in
from
March.
now.
I'm not gonna say March. No, it's gonna be in March, but it's coming. Be excited. If you're a local, make sure to message my wife, and your sister in Christ. I mean, let's not get my wife. Please message her if you guys are interested. If you're local and would like to share your testimony and try some of our Bon tacos, I'm telling y'all right now, you ain't live if you ain't had any of our tacos. It's gas. Anyway, we love you guys to life. Y'all have a good night. My name is Jesus Christ.
Bye.
Bye.